Hello. Today we're going to be talking about Buried Child by Sam Shepard. Buried Child was written in 1978 and it won the Pulitzer Prize in 1979. Sam Shepard was living in New York City and he was dissatisfied about where American theater was going. So he decided to write a Buried Child. The lights up on Dodge. He's an old grandpa who is watching TV. And his wife, Hallie, upstairs is getting ready or something. She says, Dodge? And she's like, are you watching horse racing? Dodge is like, no, they don't race on Sundays. She says, I'm going to go out. I'm going to meet Father Dewis. If you need anything, ask Tilden. There's 3 sons. There's Tilden, Bradley, and Aiken. Ansel. So Tilden walks in. And he's got this corn in his hands. Dodge is like, hey, wait a minute. Why do you have so much corn in your hands? And he's like, well, there's some corn in the back. And Hallie comes down the stairs and she's like, I'm going to go meet Father Dewis now. You don't know if... He's my boyfriend. So Dodge and Tilden are just left there sitting. Dodge is like, why would you go to Mexico? Tilden's like, well, I had to go down there because I smelled mesquite and pine cones. So then Dodge, falls asleep. He goes to sleep. And Tilden's like, well, you look dead. I'm going to bury you with these corn husks. And he leaves. So Bradley comes on and he's like, I have one leg. I don't need any obstacles. Well, Dodge is asleep. I guess I'm going to have to give him a haircut. So he takes these clippers and he shaves his head. Dodge has no clue. He's just dreaming. Act 2. The house is dark. Then you hear this laughter. This laughter is from Vince and Shelley. And he's like, I want to go see my grandma and my grandpa because we're traveling down to New Mexico to see my dad. I just want to stop by and say hello. So Shelley's like, I can't wait to see your family. Got these pictures in my mind of who they are. So I'm really interested to see how they are. So they go in the house. And he's like, Grandma? Grandma? And she's like, wait a minute. Is there someone sleeping in the couch? And he goes, whoa! How come my head is shaved now? So Vince is like, Grandpa? Dodge goes, who the fuck are you? So Tilden walks in with carrots in his hand. I don't know why. It's true though. Shelley goes, yo, those look like a lot of carrots. Do you need help to carry them? And Tilden's like, yeah, thank you. My arms were hurting. You look like a bunny. And Vince is like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta figure out who I am. And by figuring out who I am, I'll figure out who these people are and why they don't recognize me. And Vince leaves and Shelley is alone with Tilden and Dodge. And Tilden's all like, I love to drive. The smell of mesquite. And I used to love to drive. And he would he imagined being on this road trip and seeing animals. And the animals would look at him and he'd realize, well, you're right, animals. I don't belong here. I belong on the road. Shelley's like, I'm just gonna fucking cut these carrots. And then Bradley comes in. He's like, who is that? Open your mouth. Shelley's like, no. Bradley goes, I don't deal with people that much. So open your mouth, please. Bradley takes his fingers and puts them in her mouth. Shelley's like, well, I guess this is where my night's gonna go. So Act 3 happens. Dodge is like sitting by the television now because Bradley's in the sofa. And Shelley comes out. Shelley says, I made beef bouillon. Dodge says, get that beef bouillon. I'm trying to do a voice. Get that beef bouillon out of my face. I don't want that beef bouillon. All I want is a drink. And then there's all kinds of laughing. Ha 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 ha. I'm Hallie with my boyfriend, Father Dewis. And he's like, here's a joke. What did the Italian say to the Catholic? Hallie's like, I don't know. Well, then all of a sudden, crash. Shelley goes, yeah, I made some beef bouillon for your husband, but I gotta say something. You have a secret, and I'm gonna expose it. Dodge turns to her and says, you're right. I'd like to hear it out loud sometimes. So Dodge tells this story about how Tilden and his mother had sex together. They had sex together. That one mistake destroyed us. Destroyed our American dream. And they had a baby. And I killed it. And all of a sudden, Vince charges in. And he says, I'm going to be recognized as who I am. I got a knife. I'm going to cut the screen open if you... before that, I'm going to throw a bunch of bottles, though. And Dodge is like, this is my last willing testament. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to die right here. You won't even notice if I die. I'm getting real dizzy. Got the spins, y'all.
We're almost there.
You got a bucket? Vince says, I saw myself in the mirror. But it wasn't myself, it was my grandpa, my father, my great-grandpa. And that all vanished. Father Dewis is like standing at the door, is like, I was looking for a sign, didn't see one. Wow, I'm really gonna throw up here. Tilden walks in with a dead baby. He says, oh, dead baby, I don't know what happened, but I'm sorry. Dead baby's like, it's cool, Dad. Whatever. And Tilden walks up to Hallie, and Hallie says, it must have been the sun. That's what it is. It must have been the sun. Blackout. Did you have lettuce in here already, or there's a lot of lettuce?